What's up, Vikes?
This is Kayden and Nathan,
And you're watching SVTV. Here is Beef with Teach, starring Krumins and Wehrs.
From Auburn, Alabama, teaching ethnics, Civil War, and government, standing 5'11", carries a briefcase but inside a secretly giant maze, made dressed nice but his desk looks like it carries mice. It's Mr. Wehrs. And from Topeka, Kansas, May seemed hopeful and happy, but her husband says she's quite snappy. Standing 5'5", by the time Friday's done, she screamed and cried a ton. It's librarian Mrs. Krumins. As they enter the arena, Wehrs is prepared for battle. Whilst May be his first showing, Krumins will not ease up and let him get the crown. The judges are ready. It is time for...
The judges for this round are history teacher, Mr. Hecker, gifted teacher, Mrs. Welch, and honorary SVTV member, Peyton Henry. I'm your host, Noah Kopaszewski, and let the SVJ round begin.
Chef Wehrs, Chef Krumins, welcome to the arena. This time we have two brand new chefs competing against each other. Krumins has been here before against Boggs, but Mr. Wehrs is brand new to this competition. Welcome, chefs. Today they're competing to make the best ceviche. Mr. Wehrs, do you mind explaining to the audience what ceviche is in case they do not know?
The idea with the ceviche is that instead of just cooking the fish with, say, a skillet or a pot, you cook it in the juices of the lime. Now, I pre-cooked the shrimp a little bit to make sure it was fully cooked. However, that is the general idea of ceviche. You combine a bunch of things and let the natural lime juices cook it and let it soak in that warm flavor. You can do it with lemons, you can do it with limes, any sort of juice could work.
I actually did read that you can't do it with limes because they're not acidic enough. Or sorry, lemons, that because they're not acidic enough. No. Limes are only, you can only do it with limes.
Mr. Wehrs, we're going to go ahead and let you present your dish first.
Thank you. My dish came to mind when I saw a robin. I looked outside, it was flying around, and I realized spring is here. And my dish, I hope, evokes those feelings of spring. You'll see a warm, inviting green avocado sauce, like the warm morning grass. You will see fresh tomatoes, fresh cucumbers, fresh avocado, shrimp with a little bit of taco powder to give some spice, and also a little bit of jalapeno and green onions. I know you will enjoy.
Okay, judges, go ahead and taste Mr. Wehrs' dish.
I feel like you can really taste the avocado.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it definitely comes through out of the whole dish.
It's very springy.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can also tell that the ingredients are very fresh and they're like hand cut and made rather than being like store-bought and processed.
Mr. Wehrs does not do store-bought.
No.
I don't know.
Very crunchy.
Yeah.
In all the right places.
The tostada shell is definitely meant to provide a crunch component.
Mm-hmm.
The vegetables are very crisp, very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd also say, I don't know, just like the looks of the dish, it looks kind of nice, just all the different colors rather than just being like, I don't know. You could kind of see all the fresh vegetables underneath this.
Good color combination.
Mm-hmm.
Red, green, gold.
Gold medal.
Gold medal.
Mr. Hecker, do you have any additional thoughts?
It's a little bit hard to eat when it's just with the fork. I feel like it's something I want to
Well, pick it up, enjoy it, don't hold back.
Okay, a little messy.
Nom, 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 nom. Yes.
You're not being judged on your
The chef is
taste, you're
giving
being
us
judged on
suggestions.
my taste.
I feel like this is something that you could enjoy like a lot of. It's not like, I don't know, I don't feel like it's very super duper filling. So you just keep snacking on it as like maybe an appetizer for a big meal or something like that. It's very light.
I could eat this supersized.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Mrs. Krumins, do you have any thoughts on Mr. Wehrs' dish?
You know, Mr. Wehrs and I have similar ingredients in ours. I just noticed that his are a little large and maybe harder to get every vegetable in a mouth bite. The tostada shell, while nice, does lend to a little bit messier of an eating, which makes things a little bit difficult if you're trying to stay neat.
And food is about the flavor, not the neatness.
I don't disagree, but if we're talking ceviche, you're going to be having it at a party. You don't want people to be messy.
Wow. And what kind of party you're going to?
I like messy parties.
Chef Wehrs, thank you. Judges, if you could please switch your dishes to Mrs. Krumins. Mrs. Krumins, please now present your dish.
As I said earlier, we have very similar ingredients in ours. I was inspired more by my Hispanic heritage. So while I also have shrimp, I also have tomatoes. I went with a white onion and not a green onion. I also have a cucumber in there, some cilantro, and then I diced up fresh avocado. Now, in mine, I tried to make all my ingredients the same size so that it was easier to get a little bit of everything in every single bite. I also took the time to fry up and create the chips that you see before you so that you have just a bite and it is a little easier to eat. Enjoy. Thank you. Oh, one more ingredient. I did put 2 jalapenos, though I did seed them so that it's not too spicy.
Mr. Hecker, watch out now. I know you're a little bit weary of the spices.
You really should have considered the judges.
Which I did and did not include the seeds.
You really should have considered them more.
I guess we'll see.
We will. We will.
How's that presentation for you guys?
I would say her presentation compared to Mr. Wehrs is maybe a little more put together, especially like the ring of like chips and then you just the nicely sliced up vegetables. I definitely prefer just
It looks like flour,
Mm-hmm.
which actually does tie into Mr. Weir's presentation concept. So there might have been a little infiltration going on.
I feel like the flavor though of the dish, I really like it and I feel like you can taste everything and it's all kind of equally proportioned. And especially I really like the fresh chips.
While I think that Mr. Wehrs had better presentation, I do like the way that it was arranged for Krumins' dish because it makes it easier to eat. It's more, I feel like this is more like a dip, and this is more, Wehrs' was more like a dish, I guess, but this is more like a dip. Like this feels more like a snack that you could eat.
How's that spice? Do you feel much of it?
No?
I feel like it's a little almost sweeter than spicy.
I think both could have been spicier
Yeah.
because I like a spicy breakfast.
No, I think
I
they're
agree
both
with you, Miss
fine.
Welch, what I was making for gringos.
Now, oh, you can
I don't use spicy.
I really do like the flavor though of this dish. I feel like it is very diverse. Yeah.
Well, they both had cucumber, which is a refreshing kind of blend. So it's kind of tough to judge.
Do you think this dish is one that you could continue to go back to, or is it more filling?
I feel like I could definitely just like, if this were in a bowl, I could just like scoop it before I ate a meal.
That's a great idea.
Yes, it's very much like salsa almost in my mind.
Well, Mr. Wehrs, do you have any opinions on your competitor's dish?
It seems a little crafty. You know, just a little bit of here, just a little bit there. It's not really fully composed.
I didn't realize crafting in the kitchen was a bad thing.
It is when you reach kindergarten levels of presentation. You just reach too literal of a level.
At
But
least I made
what do
my
I expect
own
from the
chips.
librarian? Well, of course, if you want them to taste grease, I guess it's a good choice.
Better than stale Baptist shell.
It's only stale if you bought it months ago.
Is that, are you admitting?
If you really think I did that, then you need to leave this kitchen. Well, I didn't come here to make friends.
Well,
It just got spicier.
chefs, let's keep this beef going. We're going to go into a little halftime interview here. Thank you, Chef Krumins and Chef Wehrs. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Today's activity period, there's an art club meeting in 901 at Bowers.
Juniors and seniors, you are invited to Afterglow 2026 on April 18th from 11 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. Afterglow is a fun event for all juniors and seniors regardless of whether you attend prom. To see what we have planned, follow us on our Instagram. Please register as soon as possible so we can reserve your t-shirt and include you in the final count.
Washburn Tech students, please stop by Mrs. Wall's room 918 during 4th hour today.
Seniors, if you want your senior farewell video played at graduation, you need to see Miss Boggs in the studio during 2nd, 4th, or 7th period to get it done. The deadline is April 24th. Now on to weather.
Hey Mike, here's your weekly weather update. Today it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 89 and a low of 64. Looking ahead into the week, you should prepare for a couple more chances of storms throughout the week as the temps stay in the 80s. That's your weather update for today, Vikes. Now back to Beef with Teach.
Mr. Wehrs, how'd you feel about how it went in there?
Oh, I know it went superbly. My dishes always are great.
Oh, Chef Krumins?
I feel like it went very well. I felt like mine was definitely easier to eat than Mr. Wehrs, and I feel like the judges, that was an important thing for them.
If that's what you think.
I feel like it got a little heated in there. What was going on?
What was going on? She was trying to throw me under the bus.
Throw you under the bus?
You could try to throw me under the bus, let's be real.
Under the bus, Mitch,
I'm not here. I can't talk about this anymore. I cannot talk about this anymore.
Make your own shells. I'm just saying you didn't go the extra mile.
So who's going to take this win here today?
Well, it'll obviously be me. If the judges have any taste at all of refinement.
You know, I feel like our dishes were miles apart yet very close together. We used very similar ingredients, however, our preparation for our dishes were so very different. It really is just going to be a toss-up.
Between quality and lack of.
You're right, I'm sorry, you're going to lose.
Chefs, welcome back from your halftime interview. They had some beef in the hallway, but it's time to decide a winner. The judges have decided their scores. Kayden, let's start with you talking about Wehrs' dish.
All right, so out of 5 for presentation, I gave Mr. Wehrs a 3, just because it was good, but it was a little bit sloppy. And then for craveability, I'd say it was a very light meal, so I did give him a 3 out of 5. It just wasn't my favorite. And then for overall taste, I just couldn't get over how thickly chopped the food was, so I gave it a 6 out of 10, totaling to 12 points.
Well, Mr. Hecker, let's continue with you. Wehrs' dish, please.
Presentation, I gave it a 5 out of 5. I liked the way that the avocado sauce was put on there. On craveability, I put it as a 2, just because it was a little difficulty. I thought it tasted fine. Overall taste, 8 out of 10. As I said, it tasted well. I guess back on presentation, I liked how I could see what the ingredients were, which was nice, being able to actually see what was in there. So,
Judge Welch.
Well, Mr. Wehrs, I enjoyed the presentation because after your narrative about being inspired by spring, I thought it was very appropriate. I gave it a 4, though, because my chip was broken. I wasn't sure if that was an artistic imperative or if it was an oopsie moment. I, too, also liked the large chunks because I do like to know what I'm eating. It does make it hard to come out even, though, because I'm also like that. But craveability, I gave it a 4 because some other judges got more in their sample than I did, and I was craving hard on that. So I would have given you a 5 if it was overflowing. And then overall taste, I thought it was great. I love the big chunks of cucumber, especially because that's my favorite. I gave you a 9 out of 10 on that. So I got 4, 4, and 9.
Well, Wehrs, we're going to transition over to Krumins scoring. Welch, we'll go ahead and start back with you again.
All right. Well, Ms. Krumins, you killed with the presentation. It was so pretty. It looked like a flower to me, which actually kind of goes along with Mr. Wehrs' thought, too. I liked that it was symmetrical. The vegetables were all chopped evenly, so it was very pico de gallo. It's giving pico de gallo. The craveability, absolutely a 5, because I want some more of that, and I think I know where you live, so I might be stopping by later. And overall taste was also really, really good. I gave it a 10, so you got a perfect score.
Perfect score there from Judge Welch.
Excuse me, if I may. She is her next door neighbor. I feel like there's a conflict of interest here.
We're getting to your next door neighbor right now. You've already heard from your next door neighbor.
He lives across the block. It's completely different.
Mr. Hacker, can you give your scores for Krumins?
Okay, so on presentation, I gave her a 4. Not that it looked bad. It was just very simplistic presentation. Craveability, I gave it a 4 as well. It tasted very good. I feel like it's something that that could be made pretty easily. Overall taste, I gave it a 9. I really liked the way that it tasted. The judges and myself said it kind of reminded us of pico de gallo.
Well, Peyton, you are the final scores here. Hope you guys aren't doing the mental math in your head. I don't have for you.
Mental math.
Peyton, can you give off Krumins' scores?
All right, so I really liked Krumins' presentation. I thought it looked really good, so I gave her a 5 out of 5. And then for craveability, it was so light, and I liked how it was all diced up so evenly, and it tasted delicious. So I gave it 5 out of 5 for craveability. And just overall taste, like I said, I did really enjoy it. So I gave it a 9 out of 10, just because I feel like I don't know. It was just wonderful. So she got 19 points.
Well, thank you, judges. So, coming down to the scores here. Can I get a little drum roll, please, Mrs. Welch? Mr. Wehrs with a score of 44 out of 60, leaving Chef Krumins with 56 out of 60, taking the crown here.
This competition was rigged.
Oh.
It was rigged.
I mean,
Okay, first of all, next door neighbor, person I've been tormenting in AP Gov all year. This competition is not fair, and I think we need to have a blind taste testing next time. I didn't come here to try and suffer. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Miss Cummins, can we get a little victory celebration here?
I just want to thank the judges. I worked really hard on this dish. I stayed up late last night to make sure that it was as fresh as possible for you all this morning. While ceviche is not normally something I make, I believe I found something new that I would like to start making. So thank you all.
Can you give us a little party dance for a laugh right here?
Party dance?
Little hand movement, something?
No.
Well, thank you, chefs. Thank you, judges. Congratulations, Chef Krumins. We'll see you guys in the finale of Beef with Teach.
Chef Krumins claimed victory and left Wehrs in a few tears. You should have seen him post-match. He was whimpering in the library bathroom. But don't worry, you will see both of these competitors return for a rematch. Knives will be sharpened and battles will ignite. See you next time for the final Beef with Teach.
Congratulations to the regional solo and ensemble results and state qualifiers. Their names are listed in Schoology.
We have 3 students coming to our area next school that are in need of host families. They are from the Netherlands, France, and Spain. If you are interested, please contact Deborah Sturgeon at her email to learn more.
The Washburn Tech representatives will be here this Wednesday, April 15th. It is getting close to the end of the school year, so there won't be many more opportunities to meet with her. If you would like to meet with her, please sign up with Miss Conley in the counselor's office. Congratulations to the boys tennis team for winning their dual meet versus Highland Park 12-0. That's all for today, Vikes. Have a great day.